There we go. We're all set here. Welcome over, everybody here. Joe Quills and Mike with you here. And the final Monday of 2024.
Yes.
Mike is going to have to find something to do next Monday.
Yes.
He said something about a happy ending or something, but, we'll see.
No.
That's not what she said.
She did say no. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's because you have
it's because you have to give her more than $20.
Ah,
Well, you know the beginning of Me So Horny? What do we get for $10?
what we get?
Anything you want. Well, but I'll warn you now, with inflation, everything like that,
Yeah.
it's got to be a minimum of 100.
Oh, 101.50.
Yeah. So, because that song is from like the late 80s, early 90s, something like that. But Mike will be finding something to do because I am doing some R&R that week. I mean, the thing is, when you like, if you have a favorite radio show that you listen to in the morning, or if you like to listen to a particular radio station all day, you start listening to the show, you're thinking that your regular DJ is on midday, and then you sit there and you say,
Who the fuck is that guy?
Exactly.
well, that's because everybody takes off Christmas week. They take off New Year's. Well, up until New Year's. But in my case, I actually have Christmas week off next week for the first time in 25 plus years.
Nice.
Well, that was only because the way that we used to do vacations when you were still there, it was just like, just throw everything on the sheet, we'll figure it out.
Right.
But now, the way that it's supposed to be, it's everybody picks their week-long vacations, everybody picks their floating holidays, everybody does this. You just go right down the list here of different types of vacation days and excuse days that you have.
Right.
So that's how even the people that are down toward the bottom of the list
Right.
have a chance at a holiday vacation.
That's fair.
Yeah. And last year, the clerk goes up to me and says, Christmas week is still available if you want it. And, I couldn't give a rat's ass about Christmas, But, because you do get that extra money after 7 o'clock on Christmas. But for me, it would only be a half an hour or so. But then you have the double time and a half for the holiday.
Right.
I don't even know if we're open on Christmas because that shows how little I care about it this year.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It may have been a double dip holiday, but you get the weekend. I know that we're working this weekend.
Okay.
Well, everybody doesn't have a Christmas vacation.
Right.
So just to let you know, my name as of 6 o'clock Friday is Uncle Eddie. And just to let you know, the shitter's going to be full.
Oh,
So if you see something green coming out of that sewer, where's nearest? I think there's a sewer. Yeah, there's a sewer right here on Lansing Street here.
right.
I'm going to use that one because it's not even my street. Hopefully I don't have those security cameras looking down Lansing Street here.
Okay.
They'll see that green shit coming out and be like, "What are you doing?" Oh, the shitter's full.
I have to get some more toilet tissue. Okay. Get Joe toilet tissue. Got it. Okay.
You know what? And here's the thing. Being the single guy that I am and I'm living alone, I bought like a 24 pack a couple of years ago. No, I was not hoarding. It's just that, do you really want to go to the store, get 2 rolls, and that's it?
That's true.
So why not just go with making a gigantic order make them deliver it,
Right.
because the way that I am, like when I used to order shit for me and my parents, they'd be like $250. I'm like, hey, I'm making it worth the fees that they're making us use at ShopRite.
Right.
So that's part of the reason why it's like, okay, well, let me plan out for a couple of weeks because this is the week that I have some extra money. Boom, 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 boom. So, so, and the thing is, the reason why that those rolls of toilet paper have been there for so long,
Yeah.
a human being can only create so much product
That's true.
unless you have a real issue with Crohn's, colitis, whatever. Or you like to use toilet paper for your nose as well.
I'll keep that in mind when I come over the next time.
Just don't go ask the nose.
Oh, not that. Oh, man.
So so that's so I don't know. Maybe I do a big order next week, or actually, I don't think I'm going to do a big order. Or maybe I do a big order after we make people say there goes the neighborhood when we go walking into Harris next week.
That would be the time to make a big order. Yes.
Because what I'm hoping, I start going Cuba Gooding Jr. on their asses and tell them to show me the money.
Right.
But sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, and all that fun stuff. So, but that I mean, because I'm talking about winning, that means you're going to be sitting there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a horseshoe ready.
Mhm.
I'll clean it up for you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. But I mean, that's the way we are here tonight. We started a little late tonight, but it's all good. We Mike was a little behind schedule. I'm not blaming him for it because we do have that hour and a half window, but we had a feast that would last until 3 weeks from now probably.
Easy.
But we had a little feast before the show, and we wanted to eat. And I said, you know what? Let me build in an extra 15 minutes for shits and giggles, and
There you go.
that's where we are. So, but we do have a lot to talk about here. Eagles 10 wins in a row now. Yep. Thankfully, if the Eagles win this Sunday, Mike will not be here to go 10 and then pull up his shoe and go one more.
Yeah, I will do that too. Yeah. I might do that, send that to you anyway.
I mean, he'll take a picture of his foot.
I sure would.
Yeah, and Mike can be found on OnlyFeed at onlyfeed.com/big Mike.
Don't tell them that, Joe. They're gonna look for me now.
But and that's only feet with 3 E's, by the way.
Yeah.
Not just 2, 3, because we had to get around the part where OnlyFans owns OnlyFeed, and then we had to add the extra E for those with the wide ass feet.
Yeah. Legal issue. What can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll have our lawyers handle that.
Yeah,
if they go after that. But Eagles 10 wins in a row. We'll talk about that. Patrick Mahomes has a boo boo, and he might be saying, "Do I have to let Carson Wentz play?" Because I said a week or two ago when he turned an ankle, took a look at the bench, saw Carson went, "Oh fuck no." But
Right.
the Giants. Yeah, the Giants did lose too, but the Lions lost.
Yeah.
Crazy game, but I'll give you thoughts on like all the injuries that are going on. I'll give a nice parallel to video games.
Okay.
Because that game was a video game type score.
It really was.
Got a Devondre Campbell update here.
Oh,
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Do you know? Now?
49ers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're
in the ballpark here, so that's good.
Yeah.
and
We
might
might
be
be seeing another superstar
start at
NFL player
becoming a head coach at the FCS level.
I wonder who that could be.
Mm-hmm. We'll tell you about that as well. So, and if we can fit anything else in, we will. But we probably won't. We're going to go to at least 11 unless we run out of shit to talk about. But typical stuff. So, but Eagles win.
Yes, fly Eagles fly.
27-13, and it was such a good time. Of course, my thing is not coming up now. WTF. No, that's not what I wanted.
That's what she said.
Let me play this through here so I can set it up for us. Okay, so I got that set up. So this was basically, this is, I don't know if this was before the game or after the game. I wish it was after the game because, if that was something earlier today, that would have been fucking awesome. But I guarantee it was like leading up to the game. But, with the Eagles win over that team out west.
Right.
I don't know. Can I call him Pittsburgh again?
Well, we did win. It's after the fact.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
So I'm going to share my screen here. Oh. Let me do that. Then let me do this. Ah! All right, and I'm going to turn the volume on for this, and you can see, I mean, Mike's already seen this, but this was so fitting, and I don't know where this was, but you'll see who this this postman or post person or whatever you want to call him. I think he's from the post office because I do see that post office blue there. We'll see what we'll see this right now.
All today. Go Birds. About to spank all today too. Enjoy y'all package though. Take this down. Y'all about to lose. Fly Eagles fly.
Nice.
Yeah, so I saw that earlier today. I had to share that with you guys, and I saw. I think I shared it on Instagram as well, my Insta story. So
You did. I saw it earlier.
Because I was actually sharing. I actually shared a couple of things there. Yeah, and where was it? Barstool Philly. Yeah, Barstool Philly shared it on Instagram, and they titled it "Not All Heroes Wear Capes."
That's right. I like that.
Now, I would love to see what he would have did if that was a Cowboys.
Ooh, must see TV.
And if Dallas was still in contention for the division.
That would have been good.
I wonder if he would have wiped his ass with it. Hey, I need toilet paper. So, but yeah, so I saw that today. I was like, yeah, it's fitting. I wish I would have saw it on Friday. And by the way, just want to let you guys know as well, because I can talk shit for the next 2 to 4 years. Well, actually, I can wear them for at least, I think, for 8 years because if the schedule is going to work out the way I think it is, in 4 years, the Eagles go to Pittsburgh. However, you know how you have that extra AFC game because it's a 17-game schedule now?
Right.
You would think that would have to go to Pittsburgh as well in a couple of years.
Right.
So we can hold this for the next 8 years. And I know you've seen this numerous times over the years. Let me go here. Oops.
I saw that earlier. I saw that
I made that my banner pick because it was like a last minute thing. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot to change that. Actually, I wanted to change. Actually, if I wanted to have a little bit of a vacation, granted it would have been unpaid.
right.
I'm gonna share that in our group chat, right?
Possible. Possible.
I think the fact that I said little bitches on there, that might get me,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
but but we do have, they still have not won in Philadelphia since 1965. Mike Tomlin is 0-4 now, I believe.
Yeah. 0-4.
And Russell Wilson, his O had to go.
Yes, it did.
He's now 6-1 against the Eagles, and I think like 3-1 or 4-1 here. I mean, but him, it was anything Seattle related here or in Seattle. So,
Yeah.
but the first thing I do want to mention, the Eagles got very lucky at the beginning of the game. Was it in the first quarter that incident occurred that I showed you?
I think it was. It was early. I know that early in the game.
Okay, so this will probably get pulled down off of YouTube, and I don't give a shit, Let me see here. Okay, so I think this was in the first quarter.
Okay.
And once again, I'm going to share my screen because, why the fuck not? And,
It's a cranium.
oh, you know what? I have you on the wrong one. Hold on. Take you off of here. There, you're ready on that one.
Okay.
Be happy.
Yay!
But not Happy Gilmore.
You
You might break a hip or something doing that golf swing.
That's true.
There we go. Let's do it again. Okay, so this is from Pittsburgh Steelers on CBS Sports on Facebook. So basically what happened, I think this is near the end of the first quarter. Because the Steelers were going from left to right on your screen. And watch what Darius Slay does here. This is like a half a second in, so you get to see him because the wide receiver here or tight end playing a wide receiver, he just continually blocked Darius Slay all the way to the wall there. So I'll let you see that as well. And I'll stop there because the referee's right behind him. You saw that punch, right?
I did see that punch.
Okay. So the referee somehow missed it. And then you see it even goes even further. It looked like it was a second punch. like Quinyon Mitchell threw one there too.
Yep, it does.
One more time. All right, it wasn't a punch, the second one. It was just trying to get his arm. And since the referees, since that line judge, whatever referee that was standing there, because he's blinder than Angel Hernandez on an average Tuesday. I know I brought up bad memories of Angel Hernandez, but
Yes.
yeah. Since he missed that call like Angel Hernandez missed strike calls, Eagles got very lucky because Darius Slay definitely threw a punch. And I'm sure John Runyon will be busy with that scrum because you definitely see a punch from Darius Slay. Now, you kind of can't see it with Quinyon Mitchell there. It kind of looks like it, but the actual live shot that they had, it looked like he threw a punch. You couldn't see the Darius Slay punch on live TV. But you did see what looked like a punch with Quinyon Mitchell. And no wonder why Mike Tomlin said quite a few times, get the fuck out of here, because believe it or not, there were 2 personal foul penalties. Both were on Pittsburgh. So just when you think Pittsburgh is going to go up 7-0
Yeah.
or 7-3. No,
7-3. Eagles scored that field goal early.
Let me pull up the box score here just so I can.
Sure.
By the way, Falcons are up 9-3. They must have gotten a safety or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, why are you doing that? Here's my point. If the tight end saw that he was out of bounds and still holding on to Slay, why didn't he let go? Because all you're doing is instigating, and then next thing you know, Slay would have got a penalty because the tight end would have got away with something just to get Slay out of the game.
Yeah.
You did what you're supposed to do. You blocked him. Let him go. Let him go.
Well, the one thing I would say is you're trying to send a message. You know what you have to do. You know that, Darius Slay is a great below Quinyon Mitchell, but he still can do the job. You know Isaiah Rodgers isn't as good. You had to take a shot there.
Yeah.
But that was one hell of a drive there after the punt, which ended up being the fumble punt by Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
That drive was 4 plays for -8 yards because of that penalty.
Not because of Pittsburgh.
Well, they were down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
But that penalty pushed them back to the 18. Or actually to the 4. Got pushed them back to the 19. They couldn't do anything else. So.
Whatever momentum they had just went out the window.
Yeah. Because if you got the lead on the Eagles, then it's like, okay, well, let's see if they can pass the ball on us.
Exactly.
But that was exactly what Jalen Hurts said after the game about that. It was something along the lines of, say, how'd you like that or something, whatever he said.
How'd you like me now?
You get the idea. So, but when I saw that, but the Eagles came out passing, which you would figure they would do because Pittsburgh has that defense.
Yes.
That will stop the run. But even with their good defense, you figure even with a great defense, you can still get a ton of yards from it. It was just that he would have a 10-yard play, 10, 12-yard run, and then he'd have a couple of 1s and 0s and negative yard gains. So why it ended up around 67 yards or whatever it was. I forget what it was off the top of my head, nor do I care anymore.
Well, they
But
did a good job of balling him up. I have to give him credit. They did a good job of balling Saquon up.
Mhm. Yeah. So you look at everything, and you could start to see like some things with the running game. It was just enough to get a first down, but they were focused on passing, part because of everybody bitching and moaning about the passing game, whether it's AJ Brown, whether it's Devontae Smith, whether it's Brandon Graham starting his shit last week accidentally. At least I think it was accidental. The Philly sports media, same thing. I'm sure the national media ran with it too. I think they did as well.
Just like Jesse Owens. Yes, they did.
Hmm. So the one thing I've told you numerous times, I don't care how many yards Jalen Hurts throws for. You throw for 25, you win the game. That's all I'm worried about, the W.
That's it. Yep.
I don't need you to throw 350 every single game. Just do whatever you have to do. If that makes him a QB manager, I don't care. Enough, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't need him to be throwing for 5, 6, 7,000 yards in the season.
No, just won the game.
Yeah. I mean, if he throws for 350, whatever he threw in the Super Bowl, even, let the game dictate that.
Exactly.
But I'm not that worried about it. Either way. But you deal with that rematch next week with the commies, and shockingly, it's a 1:00 game. They didn't flex it.
Disgusting.
The only thing I can think of, beyond the fact that NBC wanted Tampa Bay, because I think they would rather have a division clinching scenario.
Makes sense.
Fox has the right to block that game from going on the prime time. So that's probably what was the case, because we are going to get Tom Brady again next week.
Yeah.
Because the other Fox games are total shit. I mean, I can go through these games right now. Let me pull that back up. The Minnesota Albinos are up 13-0 still. Oops. All right, so here are the Fox games in the 1:00 window on Sunday. The Giants and the Falcons.
Nope.
Detroit and Chicago.
Nope.
And the fourth game?
Yeah.
Arizona and Carolina.
Smelly.
So that's why, because they only had the regional game this week.
Right.
That's why they kept it as a 1:00 game.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Now, the bridge game, the 4:05 game, is Minnesota and Seattle.
That may be a good game.
Which nobody will see in Philly.
Nope.
Unless you have either YouTube or if you have
Red Zone?
Red Zone.
Gotcha.
And I have Red Zone.
Okay.
And no, you can't have my password.
Oh, man.
But the CBS games, I mean, they got 3 turds of a game. New England and Buffalo. Even though it's Buffalo, it's New England.
Right.
Jacksonville and Las Vegas.
Ew.
San Francisco, Miami.
Miami should win the game.
Yeah. But the thing is, I would rather, if that game is a blowout, I'm watching Buffalo, New England.
Yeah.
Which probably will be the case here in Philadelphia. I would rather watch Murder She Wrote reruns than any of those other two games.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is a week where you don't have that many great games overall. NFL got lucky with Philadelphia and Washington.
Yeah, they did.
I think that they were thinking San Francisco, Miami would be the prime game. And here it's Buffalo and New England.
Let's go. Frisco's a lot of their players are hurt.
Mm-hmm. And Jacksonville and Vegas or Jacksonville and Vegas.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't make that the 405 game and put Minnesota, Seattle, and CBS.
But that would have made them a prime time game of 405, wouldn't it?
What's that?
Wouldn't that have been a 405 game? Would that be?
Yeah. But the good thing is with that 405 game with Seattle is because of the fact that Geno Smith hurt his knee.
Yeah, so that may not be as good as it could have been.
Yeah. And Sam Howell stunk up the joint and he prevented me from going 4-1 on my pro picks. Another chance at a 5-1 week.
He did that
Ended up going 4-2. For a couple of hours, I sat here saying, my picks are making a profit. And its name was Isaiah. A reading from the book. Sorry, my Catholic faith is my scarred Catholic faith. But anyways, so we got all that. And I don't know how we found out about this. Was it earlier in the week about Jalen Hurts' finger being broken?
I just found out about it yesterday.
Because we did hear about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Did they mention because a lot of times I pay attention to, I mean, this is a bad streamer that I am. I didn't pay attention to the injury report all week.
Oh, wow.
I suck.
Yeah.
That's only because I use Twitter for mostly posting my profile, and posting my articles, and maybe a couple things here and there, but nothing too big.
Gotcha.
And it's not because of Elon and Trump and everything. It's just
Oh, no.
I don't have enough time in the day for all the different things I have. But so Jalen Hurts said he is dealing with a broken finger in his non-throwing hand. Well, he did confirm it. It did affect him Sunday against the Steelers, but still did enough elevating a slumping passing game and moved the team past a week of drama in their franchise record 10th straight win. And the one thing I noticed, and I don't know how to describe it, but if you were paying attention to okay, that's why they're playing it.
Okay.
Because I was about to say that guy that was scoring the touchdown for Georgia in the highlight.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But a lot of what we have here,
it doesn't affect in terms of throwing the ball points. Like maybe once in a while,
when you got both hands on the ball, or maybe if you got to switch to the left hand, maybe you would have a problem there. But for the most part, I don't see much of an issue. And I think somebody else said that, one of the talking heads on TV. But I did notice that the part that he said that he's dealing with it on his non-throwing hand was when he was handing the ball off.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't handing it off the regular way with one hand. He had his hand in a totally different position so that they don't grab his finger and all that. So I did notice that once they did mention the broken finger. Now, I didn't take a note of like, well, is it like this or is it like this or, how's he positioning his hand so it is
like this or like this or like this? Something
like this?
like that,
Yeah. So So as he sat down to the post-game news conference, this is what he said. So that's what you all wanted to see, huh?
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. I like that.
Yeah. And I do want to say one thing about this game here. And let me pull it up here because I shared the thought with you. Let me find it here. And of course, the first comment after it is going to say they're going to lose the Commanders in the first round. No.
No.
But Diana Rossini, who used to be on ESPN, she's now with The Athletic. Let me pull this up here. No, not that one. And let me zoom in on this. Walking out the Eagles locker room tonight, and let me say, this team has that 2017 magic with some 2022 to it.
Diana.
Now, she may be a little bit jaded because her husband is from the Philadelphia area, allegedly.
Yeah, possible.
So, he might have gotten her to like the Eagles a little bit. I don't know where she grew up or anything, but
We'll take it.
So you did have that. I saw that right before the show, and I shared that with you. I mean, I didn't share it on Facebook, but I didn't share the post, but it was just fuck it. But it's an interesting point here from Diana Rossini, who's the senior NFL insider for The Athletic, and she is at DM Rossini on X, aka Twitter. So and the thing is, I would rather be under the radar, but you win. You're 2-2. It's like you're not under the radar because everybody's saying fire Nick Sirianni.
Exactly.
You win a game, everybody's bitching about it because it was Cleveland and you barely won. But then the wins started piling up. Boom, 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 boom. 10 in a row now. Got a chance to clinch a division next Sunday afternoon. Should be a Sunday night game, but it's not.
Right.
But but you do have a interesting matchup in the return match here, and I think that the Eagles will be getting their division championship gear on Sunday. And it's going to be ugly. I mean, it is ugly because I've seen the Buffalo ones. I've seen the Kansas City ones.
Yeah.
I'll wait at least until the conference champions stuff comes out before we spend some money.
Gotcha.
But I really think that you got to see something a little bit different yesterday. You got to see Pittsburgh kind of down Saquon Barkley.
Kind of.
And I say kind of because you did see a couple of those 10, 12, 15-yard runs, and then you saw a bunch of 0, 1, 2, loss of 1, loss of 2. So you got to see a little bit of everything with that. It wasn't consistent 5, then 4, then 6, then 12, then 9. It was one good one and a couple of bad ones. And also, he did miss part of the second quarter.
I saw that, yeah.
Now, what was it that he had? Was that quad?
I'm not sure. Could be. I will have to look it up.
Well, we'll find out on Wednesday when the first injury report comes out. See if he's limited in practicing. But, But the Albinos stopped the Bears on second down there, 3rd and goal for them right now. But I see everything that they did. They purposely got a ball right away to A.J. Brown, got one to Devontae Smith, bing, bang, boom. Calcaterra got a pass or two, and I think Brown and Devontae both had 100 yards each.
They did.
So Brown did say passing was the issue on offense. I mean, I think a lot of it, you got to, I mean, my opinion, take what the defenses are giving you.
Exactly.
And if you're going to end up rushing for 300 yards like you did against the Rams, hey, do it.
Right.
But if you're going to throw for 350, throw for 350.
Right.
I mean, I don't care how you get the, I don't care how you get the win.
Just get the win.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing with the teams playing man-to-man against A.J. Brown, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to beat them every time. And Pittsburgh plays man-to-man.
Yep. And Pittsburgh, their passing defense wasn't that good, and I think that they were prepared, but they didn't expect, especially the beginning of the game, like they did.
Yeah.
And congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles, because not only did they set a record, I think they also set a team record. I in the first quarter. Like a world record.
That might have been the first time they scored had double digits in the first quarter all season long.
Yeah, it is, because they only scored 17 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But Hurts was 25 of 32 for 290. And I'll tell you what, the fumble that he had, I don't care how well you protect that ball. Somebody punches and they connect with the ball. That ball's coming out. I don't care how secure it is. I don't care how much stickum you have. I don't care how much super glue you have on it. It's going to come out. So I don't fault Jalen Hurts for that, because that was just a lucky hit. I mean, well, I shouldn't say lucky, but you get the idea. It's just like, boom, you hit perfectly, and the ball came out. There was nothing you could do.
That's T.J. Watt, too.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
And T.J. Watt hurt his ankle.
Yeah, he did.
And of course, last night, because I'm looking to see what the situation was with him, of course, everybody in that city in northern West Virginia, the land annexed to the land of legally being third sister,
Right.
everybody was saying it was an Achilles. Let me tell you, if it was an Achilles, he would not have gotten off both of that field. He would not have walked to the locker room.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want him to get hurt.
No, he really don't.
And somebody did say today, and I don't know who said it. It was one of my friends on Facebook. They said, "Don't be surprised if this is another matchup in a couple of months."
Eagles in Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
I would be surprised.
You would or you wouldn't?
I would be surprised.
I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
Only because my thinking is, and I've been saying it for like the last month or two, because Sunday night I watched the Action Lab stream, which starts at 10 o'clock. And I know I shouldn't be promoting Action Labs because it's not Bleacher Brothers or whatever, but like I said, I promote good people. The one guy's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. And the one thing I will say is, you're going to eventually lose a close game.
Right.
Instead of a penalty bailing you out, or a pass that's incomplete, that becomes an interception, or you have a replay that doesn't get reversed or whatever. All these things are going Kansas City's way. It's going to reverse sometime.
Right.
So you think, and I'm just saying this, I'm not going X's and O's, because this isn't about X's and O's. You just know the law of averages, everything's going to average out in the end. You know that if they're going to win 14 straight one-score games, you know that they're not going to win one.
Yeah.
And it may be next week, for this Saturday. It may be the following Wednesday. It may be a technicality in week 18 because they're guaranteed that nobody's going to really be playing on week 18, or it may be in the playoffs. Because remember the one year Minnesota was 11-0 in one-score games a couple of years ago.
I remember that.
I think it was 22, and they lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
So I know it was Kirk Cousins, but you're going to eventually lose a close game.
Yeah.
And when it happens, now, do you remember the look that the one guy gave? And it's a meme that you can pull up anywhere. A guy with the shocked look on his face when the Undertaker lost his 21-0 record, his undefeated record at WrestleMania. He was like, something like that.
Right.
That's going to be the entire Arrowhead Stadium when they lose.
Yeah.
That's everybody going to be like. And, just be like, I'll just be sitting here. I'll be like,
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the look that the Patriots had when they were trying to go for the perfect season and they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl?
Mhm.
But if you remember that season, they had 3 or 4 games where they should have lost and they did lose.
Yeah.
They had the high wall at the last part of that season, including us playing us.
And the Eagles being like a 45-point underdog because New England was undefeated and you had AJ Touchy-Feely as a quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So I think the Eagles did set things in motion that, hey, this team is beatable. And then you had something that you won't see anymore, a non-divisional matchup in the final week of the season. Because remember, the Patriots and the Giants played on Saturday night there the final week.
Oh, that's right. They sure did. That's right.
That was one of the final years of that.
That's right.
But me personally, and this is probably a topic for another time,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I would like to see with the fact that you had 3 wild cards now instead of 2,
Right.
I would like to see the final week of the season be not necessarily divisional games, but conference games. Because maybe you get a matchup of 2 teams trying to fight for that last playoff spot.
Right.
And hopefully it's a year where the last wild card is going to have 10 wins instead of 9 or 8. Maybe you get lucky, you have a 10-win team out of it, and they fight it out for that last playoff spot.
So that means that if those 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl, they would kind of have an idea of each other because they played.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, because Patriots were going for 17-0. They're saying, we're going for it.
Yeah.
And the Giants said, well, you're going to have to earn it.
Exactly.
Which shocked everybody. But, but now, I mentioned the injury to TJ Watt. Patrick Mahomes also has an ankle injury. And this time he may not be able to say, may not be able to say, oh, fuck no, when he sees Carson Wentz throwing a football warming up.
Right.
Because it appears that he has a high ankle sprain. His availability is unknown right now for Saturday. Now, I said this joking around, and thankfully nobody really jumped on me for it. Did I say it on Twitter? Because if I said it on Twitter, that's a rotting cesspool. Once you say one thing, you're going to get it. No, I didn't. It wasn't on there. Here's one thing I said here. It's not what I'm looking for, but I think you saw this on Facebook yesterday. Sheets gives me the shits.
I saw that.
Was it on Facebook I said it? By the way, just to let you know, the New York Rangers have won more recently at MetLife Stadium than the New York Giants.
Wow.
Did I? No, I didn't say it. But anyways, just something I see here out of the blue here. And we're going off topic here because I'd like to go off on these tangents. How rare is a Friday college football game in South Bend, Indiana? The last time the Irish had a home game was on November 30th, 1900.
What?
When they downed Chicago Physicians and Surgeons 5-0 at Cartier Field.
Well, we know it won't be 5-0 against Indiana.
But that's just something I saw here. It's something I shared yesterday, actually Saturday night. But whatever I was saying, I never said it. I never shared it, I guess. But oh well. Or did I? No. Oh well. So Mahomes got an ankle injury. He said it's hard to say now. But what I was saying about Patrick Mahomes was, he's just trying to get out. He's just trying to get out of playing because if you remember, he said during the week about the 3 games in 11 days.
Yeah, he did. He was complaining.
Now, you still have 2 tough games here, right? Because you have Houston on Saturday,
Right.
and they're prepared for Patrick Mahomes to not play because Houston's a 2.5-point favorite. And those odds are according to ESPN Bet. I should be looking at Bleacher Brothers, but I'm not. So, week 17 on Wednesday, they play at Pittsburgh, the early game on Netflix.
They're not. Kansas City's not going to win both games. They may lose both games.
Yeah. And that turns week 18 into a crazy week.
Yeah.
Because that would mean week 18, they play at Denver. Denver might be playing for playoff positioning.
Right.
Because I think they only need 1 win to get in the playoffs.
They would love to get that against Kansas City.
I think you'd rather get it right now than worry about moving up, but it's just me. And Buffalo plays New England. So Kansas City better win one of those 2 games because otherwise they're going to lose the number 1 seed.
Yep.
But a little warning for the Kansas City fans because if you lose both games with our boy Carson Wentz, And here's the one thing with Carson Wentz. I've said it a couple of times. When Carson Wentz was here in Philly, he just got that new contract.
Yeah.
The Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Now, when we first saw that Jalen Hurts got drafted, we were saying not only why, we were also saying,
who the fuck is that guy?
Right.
I know Jason, who Jalen Hurts was. Basically, there's 2 things he could have did. Fought for his job, but also take Jalen
under his wings a little bit. Or you can turn into a little bitch. Well, he turned into more than a little bitch. We got to see how weak he is.
Yeah, he did.
How weak he is mentally.
Yeah.
And,
And,
And I know he's a good dude and all that, but you know what? You have to realize that sometimes adversity shows who you really are, either as a person or as the professional.
Right.
Now, I mean, did they talk to him ahead of time, say, "Hey, we're taking Jalen, but you're still the quarterback, blah blah blah. Don't worry about it." Should they? I mean, they should have. I think you do that for a quarterback you're just starting to pay.
But you
But
gotta
you got to realize that maybe you know
fight for your job.
fight for your job, even though there isn't really a quarterback battle.
One would think that.
But
The one thing
but
is,
the one thing is, once he blew out his knee there,
I mean, it
I
wasn't.
mean, it wasn't that the ability was gone.
It was just
It was just that some doubt came in, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and next thing you know,
He's not what he
he's
was.
not what he was.
No.
He was playing
He was playing too much hero ball when he came back,
Yeah.
especially
and especially that 4-11-1 season that got Dougie P fired.
even
Even
though
though the one thing is, you don't ask for additional control of the team after a 4-11-1 season.
Well, that's true.
Maybe if you went 11-4-1,
Right.
a 4-11-1,
No. That's not the time to ask.
how'd you survive the Tuesday afternoon when you got fired? How'd you survive 2 days?
Yeah.
But Mahomes says right now it's hard to say whether he'll be ready to go or not. He also said Mahomes said he felt like he could have finished the game in different circumstances, but I thought the smart decision was to put Carson Wentz in. Andy Reid said Mahomes' ankle is not broken, and they did say it was a high ankle sprain. How bad we'll find out, but I mean, but you do have enough wins in the win column where you can actually maybe give up a game or two and still hold that top seed. But but Buffalo's rolling right now.
Yes, they are.
They put up 48 on the Lions. They probably could have put up another 20 if they really wanted to,
Yeah.
but they didn't. Ended up winning 40-42. Personally, I think Buffalo's defense can be had too. So maybe this is the year that some goofy result happens. Like if you remember when Tampa Bay got to the Super Bowl, when they were what? Wait, let's see, were they? When they, I think they were like a 5 or 6 seed.
I'm about to say, yeah, they were either 5 or 6 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were a 5 or 6 seed. They had to win on the road. They won 3 times on the road to get to the Super Bowl. Having to win in Green Bay,
Yeah.
even though the whole it's under 40-degree thing isn't really a thing with Tampa Bay, because if you remember that final game at the
Don't remind me.
but that wasn't the first win that they had in cold weather. They won towards the end of the year at the University of Illinois. Remember that year that the Bears played it in Champaign?
Oh, yeah.
It was like 15 degrees that night. So it wasn't the first time, but everybody here in Philadelphia will say it's the first time that they lost the game, that Tampa won a game in sub 40. No, it was a Monday night game in Chicago. Chicago adjacent in Champaign, a couple of hours away.
Yeah, we're Eagles fans. It was painful. That's all it was.
Yeah, we'll just tell you it's everything. But
Yeah.
but Detroit. I'm going to use this analogy here, and I said it before the game, but and if I said it on Facebook or X or wherever,
because
yeah,
every once in a while I put something on there and half an hour later, it's like, oh, did I say that?
but the way I see the Detroit Lions right now, they were the super team.
Yeah.
I could have gone 16-1,
Yeah.
destroy everybody they see,
Yeah.
and It might. All right, let's go with this analogy because this is what I was going with it. It's like you're playing Madden and you're rolling up the wins.
Oh man! Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you know what? If Aaron Jones scores a touch, if that's the last touchdown of the game, Aaron Jones will have the last touchdown of the game 3 weeks in a row.
Oh wow!
That stream that you heard when you first came walking in tonight,
Yeah.
I said that Aaron, like she was looking for props. She calls it the parsley.
Right.
I said, well, here's something off the wall. Aaron Jones, he had the last touchdown of the game the last 2 weeks. Because you can bet first touchdown, anytime TD, last TD. Now, when Boston Scott was with the Eagles,
Right.
he was a given. I mean, it was free fucking money when he scored a touchdown against the Giants.
That's true.
But
that was almost automatic.
But the one thing is, going back to the Madden thing, you know, you're rolling along in the game. You're 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. Next thing you know, the game's saying, "Oh yeah, well, this is how you're going to feel in a couple of seconds."
You could tell it was a huge start, so much power.
And oh, power, a short worth of injuries. You know, and that's what happened with Detroit this year. They're
this super team. They're everybody's. They're
They're
the new
America's team. Everybody loves the Lions. They want them to go to the Super Bowl. Not here in Philly, but little by little, everybody's gotten hurt. And it's almost like the Madden game is saying, "You're done for the year. You're done for the year. You're done for the year. You're done for the year." Because they got hit hard yet again with more injuries.
Yeah.
For example, running back David Montgomery will sit out the rest of the season after sustaining a sprained MCL in Sunday's 48-42 loss to the Bills.
That's a huge loss.
Mm-hmm. Now he's going to go under additional testing and is getting a second opinion. My second opinion, you're ugly too.
That would be another opinion, yes.
Dan Campbell said, looks like he's going to require surgery. That'll put him out for the rest of the year. He had gotten it at some point yesterday in that game. So we'll see. David's so tough, blah, blah, blah. So the injuries had occurred yesterday alone. Starting defensive tackle Alan McNeil sustained a torn ACL ending his season. Starting cornerback Carlton Davis III sustained a fractured jaw in the loss. Davis is going to undergo surgery and be sidelined indefinitely. Cornerback Khalil Dorsey was injured. Lions lost him to a season-ending ankle injury. Dorsey went under surgery after the game.
That's just too much to overcome.
So they have 13 defensive players on injury reserve entering Sunday's game. That includes star defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, who sustained that fractured fibula in week 6. So they're a walking back unit right now.
Yeah, they are.
And it's getting to the point where it's going to be smoke and mirrors for them.
Yeah.
And even though they play Chicago on Sunday, the fact that it's outdoors in Chicago,
yeah,
that's not necessarily a given. I mean, granted, they can practice outdoors and prepare for Soldier Field and all that, but the body acclimation won't be that bad.
Right.
But they're not used to playing games outdoors. I mean, you'll say, "Oh, well, they played in that sloppy weather game in Green Bay." Yeah, but that was rain. This is just all out cold.
It's a difference.
But they do play indoors. But they have won games in the cold weather. It's not like it's Tampa Bay, like we said. But you look at this, there's so many injuries here. And I shared this crazy stat for you. This was ESPN bets over under for Montgomery's rushing yards for this year. Montgomery's over under was 775.5 yards. Montgomery is second on the Lions with 775 yards.
That's so wild. This.
So if you had the over this year, I have one thing to say to you.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Now, I don't know what the other books are, and I know I should be looking at Bleacher Brothers pages more and more, but the one thing is, you have that injury, and you just wonder how many more injuries can this team take?
Yeah.
Because I don't even know who their back. I mean, their backup. I mean, if they lose Jared Goff, season over. I mean, I'm sorry, there is no Nick Foles on that team.
They have a second running back, don't they?
I mean, they got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
He's actually the one with the more yards, but
Right.
but when you look at the depth chart there for the Lions, and I know exactly what you're going to say when I mention these two names. Well, actually, they only have one other quarterback on the roster. Hendon Hooker.
Who?
Who the fuck is that guy?
He is a second-year guy drafted in the third round from Tennessee.
Okay.
Let me just see one thing here. Now, this name may ring a little bit of a bell for you. They do have a quarterback on the practice squad, Jake Fromm.
That does ring a bell. University of Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm. And not Jake from State Farm.
Oh, no. Okay, gotcha.
But you get the idea here. So, I mean, but unlike the Eagles in the Super Bowl year where they actually had a serviceable backup quarterback who came back to Philly a couple of years after that 26-2 year.
Yes, he did.
You know, it's just a matter of stepping up, and that's going to be a major step up for Hooker.
Yeah.
But yeah, but as long as Jared Goff stays healthy, you might want to put some extra bubble wrap on him before the game just to make sure he doesn't hurt anything. If he gets hurt, that season's over.
That's true.
But and I'm not wishing that, so don't, people that are watching this, don't start your shit with me. But yeah, it's just crazy that so much, all these injuries are happening at once, and they've been rolling along, and they might have reached their breaking point this week. Because you got 13 guys on the injury reserve, and I mean, obviously you met the Buffalo Bills on the wrong week. You got them after they gave up, what was it, 40? What did they give up to Rams? 45?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let me confirm that here. They gave up 44 to the Rams. They lost 44-42.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the other two games that Buffalo lost, they gave up 35 to Baltimore, and they gave up 23 to Houston.
Yeah, but you don't ever see the Bills actually lose 2 games in a row or more than 40 points, scoring more than 40 points.
Yeah.
That's just no.
But they got a Charmin soft schedule the final 3 weeks.
Do they now?
Buffalo. They play at home against New England,
Okay.
at home against Jets,
Okay.
and at New England for the final game.
Do I smell 3-0?
You might have farted too, but
That's what that smell was.
at least it's not as bad as SJ's dog there.
Right. Smell it all
But
the way. But yeah.
but you have all these injuries, and Campbell doesn't want to get the team caught up in the injuries. They remain focused on finishing strong. We acknowledge the fact that we've lost lots of players. We lost really good players, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. So nobody's going to give us a pass or put an asterisk next to your record, which is true. But you got to wonder, what are they? I mean, how many more injuries can they take?
Yeah.
Because now,
go ahead.
Because now it's starting to bleed to the offensive side.
Yeah. And consider last year how they ended. They were one game away from the Super Bowl playing 49ers. Yeah.
Remember how the Super Bowl hangover didn't hit until after week 11 or 12 or 13, whatever it was, the week that they beat Buffalo last year?
Yeah.
Could that be what's happening with Detroit here?
With the injuries?
With all the injuries that maybe. I mean, because there's a distinct possibility they could drop all the way to 5. Because Minnesota hasn't been losing.
No, they haven't.
I mean,
their quarterback is the land of misfit quarterbacks. With Jacob Jones there and
Sam Darnold and some of the other guys that are there.
Yeah.
But you just wonder how they're doing it. And though I don't want to tempt fate yet, I would not mind another beatdown at the link to go to the Super Bowl. But the only problem is we don't have Nick Foles on the field, so we can go Foles.
Right.
But it should be an interesting last couple of weeks here, and hopefully, I mean, you don't wish injuries on the other team, but and also you hope that your team, whether it's our team, the Eagles, or whoever your team is, especially if you're the NFC, you're slated to potentially beat the Lions in the playoffs. You don't want to root for injuries, but you also don't want to think, oh well, they got a ton of injuries, we'll be fine. And next thing you know, you've lost the game because So by the way, they still have Amon-Ra, they still have this guy, they still have that guy on offense, but they don't have shit for defense.
Nope.
I mean, you're probably going to have to win a 50-45 game, probably.
Well, we know they can do that.
But looking at the Lions here, I mean, they got the Bears in Chicago, they got at San Francisco, and then they play Minnesota. So those games aren't gimmies. Some will argue Chicago is, but I give you my reason why it could be. But I mean, every game they've scored 20 or more points. They scored 50 points twice already. But you got to wonder eventually the luck. I mean, it may be that it's the point of the season where if it was Madden, you'd just be like chucking the disc across the room or turning the game off and be like, oh, delete, start over.
Right.
But, because you look at all this. I mean, this is worse than Madden just saying, watch this. Boom, this guy hurt. Boom, this guy hurt. Boom, this guy out for the year. Boom, career ending. I mean, it's like it just keeps getting worse and worse for them.
And you kind of feel for them because you want them to put out the best product on the field. So you don't want, like you said, you don't want to see anyone hurt. But after almost going to the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
it's like you chance. Good man.
And somebody did not have the Lions winning the division this year.
Oh, you had the Vikings?
I had Green Bay,
Hmm.
but then again, I had Minnesota with the number one pick in the draft.
They're going to change that.
So, and that game in Vegas must be going very fast because I was saying before the game started, somebody was complaining in the chat room that I was watching on Twitch. Why is this other game start at 8:30?
Right.
And of course, the obvious answer to give is because that's how they scheduled it. But I actually said, well, probably the reason why is because if you stagger them out a half an hour, the ESPN crew can do their halftime shows for both games,
Right.
But at least that's me. But
Now,
now
we
we
mentioned
mentioned San Francisco. Now, granted, we have 3 games left in the season. We all saw what Devondre Campbell did on Thursday, last Thursday.
Right.
Any initial thoughts on that?
I was saying at that time he should have got suspended.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, because it's uncalled for. You going to quit in the middle of the game?
Hmm.
No. Yeah. Suspension.
Well, here's the one thing, and we'll get into everything that's happened and some of the additional stuff that's come down the pike today. You signed with San Francisco. You knew that Dre Greenlaw, or did I say that name right? Yeah, Dre Greenlaw. You knew that he was not going to be back for a while. He may not have been back the entire year because he blew out his Achilles, celebrating as he was going onto the field in the Super Bowl, if you remember. So you knew he may be coming back this year. So you signed a contract. You signed a contract, one, because you knew that you would get playing time for at least the first 3 quarters of the season. The other was because where is it here? Because somebody initially agreed to a deal with the Niners, and they said, "Nah, I'm going to Dallas." Well, I did see it. I don't know where it is, but here it is. Eric Kendricks originally signed with the Niners before backing out to go to the Cowboys. So Campbell was envisioned as a placeholder for Dre Greenlaw. If you remember, he got what's his face kicked off the sideline for the rest of the regular season. Big Dom.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, because Big Dom took that swipe to the nose,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah.
it grazed the nose, but he got the suspension unfairly. So he ended up going to Dallas. Campbell ended up going to San Francisco. So you had to know, especially being in that clubhouse, even during the week practicing, you had to know Greenlaw was starting to get ready to come back from his injury.
Right.
You had to know that. But he walked off the field because they told him to get into the game. He says, "Oh, I'm not playing." Then why the hell did you fucking dress?
Exactly.
Unless there was something that said, unless there was something last minute where you told him, "Oh, you're backing him up." But you figured that would been the case all week that you knew what's going on.
Don't get it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but according to what sources told ESPN on Monday, the Niners are planning to suspend linebacker Devondre Campbell 3 games for refusing to enter Thursday night's game against the Rams.
That's
How many? How many games left in regular season?
3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know what's going to happen after that, don't we?
Well, there's a couple of reasons why for that. One, you don't give him what he really wants is playing for another team,
Right.
especially if it's a team that's going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
But then again, do you really want to pick up a guy that quit on a team?
True.
Also, because he's suspended for 3 games, the suspension would potentially allow the Niners to recoup some of the $3.35 million signing bonus they gave to Campbell when he signed a 1-year, $5 million deal.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, well, Cam Akers ruined that stat that I mentioned to you about Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
But so they had the option of cutting him, which would allow them to go on waivers and potentially sign with another team. But with the fact that you only have 3 games left, if you cut him, you're actually rewarding him to go somewhere else, which is his end game probably.
Yeah.
So why be at a team that's 6-8 and probably were promised, oh, we're going to go back to the Super Bowl, and you're anything but? You got to realize that, hey, things aren't what they were supposed to be.
That was a smart move by the 49ers. Real smart move.
Yeah. Yeah, because you only got 3 games left. I think the personal conduct thing is only, I think it's up to 4 games, but, don't quote me on that because I don't know the football collective bargaining as much. But, I could probably find it if I really search hard enough through the index and everything. But Campbell started 12 of the 12 games in the first 13 weeks. He played 90% of the defensive snaps with 79 tackles, including 3 for losses, 2 passes defended. But Greenlaw began to deal with some knee soreness in the third quarter. Now, I don't know if it's the same leg or the other leg. It doesn't tell me. And I wasn't paying too much attention because I was streaming on Thursday night. But according to Shanahan, Campbell actually had been asked to enter the game in the second quarter when strong side linebacker D. Winters departed with a neck injury. Demetrius Flanagan-Fold had to step in for Winters after Campbell told the coaching staff he didn't want to play. Now, he headed to the locker room in the fourth quarter, move that Shanahan said the linebacker made on his own. So they didn't kick him off the field. Whereas, if you remember the last time we had a guy walking off the field like that. What?
The guy from Tampa Bay, wide receiver.
Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown. Yeah. AB.
He said, deuces.
Yes, he did. Took a shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad.
Thankfully kept his pants on.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But, I mean, why did you even dress? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Why did you even dress? Could have faked an injury. My back hurts. This bitch gave me the clap last night. It hurts when I pee. Anything.
He must not have been thinking. That's the only thing. He must not have been thinking.
Mm-hmm. And truthfully, if he was released and he was a free agent, I'm not going near him with a 10-foot pole if I'm a winning team right now.
Not even close.
I'm not messing with anything like that.
No.
And I'm not messing with him next year either. I mean, now granted, he is 32, I think I saw. 31.
But here's the funny thing about football. Someone will pick him up. Somebody will pick him up.
If somebody's desperate enough, yeah. It may not be an early free agent signing.
No.
It may be a situation where he actually joins a team later on in the season when they're desperate for linebacker help, because that was definitely something that, that was something that gets you kicked out of the league unofficially.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with quitters. That's what he did. He quit.
He did.
He quit on the team.
Yeah.
You don't like it, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yep. Exactly.
Mhm. Now, one thing that could be interesting here as we go from the pros to college here. As soon as I started to see that Michael Vick had talked to Norfolk State, newsflash hit my phone. At least I think it was the ESPN alert. Sacramento State is in discussions to hire former NFL sensation Michael Vick as its new head coach. Now, here's the thing. It seems like because of Dion, college FCS is the place to start your career. Now, I think when Jim Harbaugh started his career, I think University of San Diego was and still is a 1AA FCS school.
Okay.
So you can go beyond Dion because he started Jackson State.
Right.
But when you have a polarizing guy like Dion, you're going to get that look. You're going to get those interviews. They're going to say, hey, blah, blah, blah. So I know Ed Reed had a deal in place with the school. Was it Bethune-Cookman a couple years ago? He badmouthed the school, and they said, remember that contract we were offering? You're not getting it now. Goodbye. I think there was another quarterback, another player too, star player that ended up in FCS as well. Even though it's not FCS, Trent Dilfer ended up at UAB. He's not doing too hot there, but now I did see something yesterday. Teddy Two Gloves?
Who?
Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah. Yeah.
He took over a high school program and they won the state title on Saturday.
Did they?
They won their 5 playoff games by a total like 220 something to 10.
Oh, okay. Teddy
But so a lot of Teddy Bridgewater isn't necessarily a star, but he was kind of a fringe star player who blew out his knee and led to everything to the Eagles getting the Super Bowl with the whole ripple effect and getting Carson Wentz to start week 1 last minute because let's get rid of Sam Bradford. You can have him. Yeah. Just give him that first round pick. Give me that first round pick.
Right.
Which turned out to be the guy who recovered the fumble and Brandon Graham's sack.
Nice.
Ironically on Minnesota's field. But the one thing is, I think we're starting to see teams going for that star player to coach. Now, I didn't think Michael Vick was a coaching guy. I mean, I think he'd be good with like some of the life situation stuff with some of the things that he did. But, I mean, is he an X's and O's guy? We'll find out. But then again, you're as good as your coaching staff too.
That's true.
But now, one thing that is different from the Dion situation is Sacramento State is planning on moving up to FBS. They're building a new stadium, and they have over $50 million in NIL funds.
Might help.
Hmm. Now, as I said before, which I had originally seen, Vic is also interviewing with Norfolk State for their head coaching job. Now, that would make a little bit more sense if he really wanted to
Yeah.
go east, because Newport News is not far from Norfolk. His hometown of Newport News is not far from Norfolk.
That's true. It's not.
So, does he want the pressure being at home, or does he want to start off somewhere where you're going to have to find it on ESPN Plus or ESPN 8 The Ocho?
I think he should get his experience at a D3 school, kind of build himself up like Deion did with Jackson State before he went to Colorado.
Yeah.
Get some experience.
Yeah, because I think Sacramento State a couple of years ago was in the final eight of the tournament, but they went 3-8 last year, or 3-9 this past year. They finished 11th in the Big Sky. The Sacramento State job opened when Andy Thompson, who had been the Hornets head coach the past 2 seasons, left for an assistant head coaching job at Stanford. So, but Vic had carried the Hokies to the '99 title game, as you remember. Lost to Florida State 46-29. And he's also been a Fox Sports, been with Fox Sports since his retirement.
Yeah.
But the one thing is, and I guarantee you, people have still not gotten over this, the whole dogfighting thing. Well, here's the one thing I say.
What's that?
If you have a problem with him only doing 2 years, getting out, wanting to prove that he rehabilitated himself, proving that he changed, proving that he did everything. If you don't like that he only spent 2 years in jail, even though I'm a little afraid to say it now after the CEO of United Healthcare, throw it at the attorneys at the prosecuting attorneys. Now,
Ooh. Hold on. Am I back?
yeah,
Okay. Oh, wrong one?
hold on. Let me come over. 1 second, everybody.
Oh, wrong one. Okay.
Because you can just hit those X's there.
Yeah.
And Mike tried to disconnect from this conversation. Like a Dallas Cowboys fan when they're getting blown out by the Eagles.
But that will be on the attorney's word, right? But that will be on the attorney's word, right? What you said earlier.
Yeah.
Blame the attorneys. That's what, they agree
But
to.
I have to be careful with the way that society is, because somebody will take that literally. Somebody will.
Yeah.
And there's a nut job out there that will take it seriously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't agree with what Michael Vick did. I don't agree with any of that. I believe in second chances and all that. But the thing is, when the Eagles signed him, initially it was like, we already have 3 quarterbacks. I wasn't worried about the dogfighting thing because that he did his time. Let him move on with his life.
Right.
But but I know that they are going to. I know there's going to be some people that are going to give him shit, and Memento State football. Okay, let's go to fbschedules.com. Here is the 2025 schedule, and we'll see what schools will give him shit next year. South Dakota State, that's at South Dakota State. I doubt that, but they're probably going to be playing the defending champs again.
Right.
Nevada, Mercyhurst at home? No.
No.
Well, Mercyhurst, I don't even know what level they play in football, but they're they play in the Northeast Conference. I think that's 1AA. But Mercyhurst, their basketball program went Division I this year. That's the only reason why I'm saying like they were.
Okay.
Central Arkansas at home, no. Cal Poly, no. Weber State, possibly, because there are a bunch of morons out there. I mean, Mormons. Northern Colorado, Montana, their home games. Eastern Washington, Cheney, Washington, maybe. I mean, you're just looking at like some of the, off the top of your head, what the demographics could be.
Right.
Portland State, And then you get the Vandals, and you'll probably get shit from UC Davis, but UC Davis is probably their geographic rivals. So there's some potential that some people are going to be acting ugly because he killed dogs. Well, that was 15, 20 years ago. I think he's allowed to do something with your life.
Yes, he is.
I mean, the thing is, if you do something like that, and you get out of jail and you rehabilitate yourself and you do whatever you can, who cares? I mean, I don't say that in a whatever, however it sounds, but I just feel like you deserve to pay your debts to society. And the thing is, he did all that talking, especially when he was in Philly. Tony Dungy was somebody who helped with getting him back into the NFL and all that. And the thing is, Michael Vick, he tried to make sure that the cameras were not around when he went to the Philly public schools and told them about the dangers of dogfighting.
That was smart.
Like occasionally he had a camera there, but he didn't need to. He knew what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do it for the publicity. He wanted to do it because he wanted to do it because he wanted to, not because the team's telling him to do it. It's not, the probation, parole, whatever, anything like that. He wanted to do it.
You have to give him credit for that.
Yeah. And and the thing is, thankfully, he's not gone back to those ways. Because a lot of times, doesn't matter what the crime is, you get out and it's like first thing you do, boom, you do it again.
Yeah.
But but thankfully he is. I think, to quote Alice's Restaurant Massacre, have you rehabilitated yourself?
That he has, my friend. That he has.
And he definitely has.
Yeah.
So, I don't have a problem with him going for the job. I mean, I'm like, it's a little shocking that he's going right to a head coaching job. But I think this is the trend now in college sports, especially at that level of FCS, where let's get somebody who's a name, especially because they mentioned going to FBS.
Right.
Let me look here. One other thing here. I want to see when they go D1, 1A. See if I can get the wiki article. There it is. Um, okay, so first of all, Sacramento State has two rivalries: Cal Poly, which is the green and gold rivalry. Um, they're protected rivals in scheduling in the Big Sky Conference. Causeway Classic is Hornets and UC Davis.
Okay.
They compete for the Causeway Trophy. But I'm looking to see here. Looking to see where they, because unless I'm just reading too much into it, but it did say. Let me reread this because my hope on phonics. They plan to move to FBS. Okay, so it's not guaranteed yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. But then again, the Pac-10 is looking for schools, or Pac-12, Pac-6, Pac-it-in.
6-pack.
The Mountain West, they're looking for schools as well. So they're looking. So you never know.
I still maintain that he needs to get experience first before he moves up in the rankings. But
Yeah.
because he's a name, that's why they're talking to him. Yeah.
And also, you do have to realize that you have to start somewhere. I mean, Jim Harbaugh started at FCS level, which was 1AA at the time. He started there. Dion started there. Maybe sometimes you want to start lower, but you are getting some guys that can help you get to the next level. And it's about who you get as those assistants as well.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, because if you have assistant coaches that are head coach and are willing to work with you,
Yeah.
But oh, ain't that nice? They held hands there for a second. Next Monday, Lambeau Field, the Saints and the Packers.
Pack need that game.
Yeah, but I don't think I think that they're running out of time for the division.
Yeah.
So maybe improve their seeding with the wild card, I guess. And somebody in Minnesota is wearing a Seattle jersey. This ain't England. This ain't Germany. You wear one team,
Yeah.
you wear the other team.
Yeah.
Well, you wear the other team and get your ass kicked. Or you just wear something neutral.
Exactly.
Or you just wear a plain white shirt or sweatshirt because obviously it's a whiteout game.
Could do that too.
Mm-hmm. So. I guess they're going for the onside kick here.
Of course, with 5 minutes left to go in the game.
So anyways, that's going to do it for this Monday night show. Mike, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome, Joe.
You are now officially on vacation for a couple of weeks.
Why, thank you, sir.
And I have 3 more shows left this week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday are definitely 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Wednesday may start off late because the Bleacher Brothers show, which will precede me at 7, they are probably going to be running a little late, I think, because they got AJ said there's going to be a big extravaganza on Wednesday or whatever. But if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But if it runs late, it runs late. I'll just start late. That's all.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll have all my personal stuff caught up here so that I can actually not have to worry about having to get up at a god early hour.
Let's hope so.
Because tomorrow I'm probably going to have to get up early.
Yeah.
Wednesday I definitely have to get up early.
Yeah. Same here.
Mm-hmm. But you're retired, so
I know, still gotta get up early.
I'm just retarded.
Retarded? Retired? Yeah, okay. I can see it.
Yeah. So, do want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight, and we'll do it live again tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on my Twitch at Joe Quills, my YouTube, the Bleacher Brothers YouTube, and the Bleacher Brothers X. And check out Bleacher Brothers for all your sports needs. And we'll do it live again tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the winner circle. Good night, everybody.